Hello again and welcome to Germa podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Nucala, your girl Germination. If you haven't done so, please hit the like button and the subscription button. You don't want to miss any episode because you're gonna miss out on your opportunity to transform your story from pain to purpose, to have real tools that you use to transform what are personal, professional, or societal challenges into growth that will take you to the next level. I will show you how, and together we will hold hands, rise, and rewrite your story just the way I rewrote mine. So if you're ready, let's go on. Remember to subscribe. I was talking to you about my journey, and here it continues. Yes, I found myself in West Virginia in a new home with people that look very different from me. It was wonderful. Robin and Kurt, they loved me. So if you young people, as you're struggling, remember, God is using people along the way to rewrite your story, to straighten your path. It may not be family. By family, I mean born in from that family. It could be a friend, it could be an outsider, it could be a church, it could be a homeless person, it could be a community leader. Heck, it could even be a politician. Who knows? I lived with them and they cared for me. In return, I knew my purpose. I was able to be a little girl and grew up. I was already mature, but to me I was little because I was in a new country. Every day they would drive me to school, bring me back, and I was 26, 27, and Robin goes, we drive in the United States by now, we need to teach you how to drive. And at that time, my husband, at that time, I guess my boyfriend, he couldn't bear to see me go through all of that. So you could find love in unexpected places, but it has to be a good man. He was sick of it. He came back to the US against all odds. We talk about all of that in relationships. But for today, together, they were able to help me find myself. And he said to me, after this year, we will go home to Maryland. Maryland is home, but to me, I tell you what, West Virginia, Maryland, now Florida, Palm Beach, it's all home. In fact, I've been to Northampton, Massachusetts. That could be home too. I went to school there. But I went through this, it was hard, and I ended up with, I think, 3.75 GPA. I want to say it was perfect. I got 1B during that transition period when I found myself in the bathroom. I was tense, I was scared. I didn't know God was preparing me to become something bigger than myself. Your adversity is going to become transformed to something bigger, purposeful, intentional than you. Don't give up. I completed my year in Battonsburg, West Virginia. I did good. I did the best that I can because I was focused. Your struggles and tribulations is not the reason for you to give up. Yes, you could feel down. I did feel like that. And I had nobody to talk to. Because at that time, my husband or boyfriend was in Cameroon. He was serving. Yes, for the Peace Corps. I learned to serve, not only for my dad, But I saw how he was giving back. And I said, I want to be a force in the community. I want to give back. I want to change stories. I want to change lives. It's not just enough for me to live the life that I have without giving back. I even wanted to be a politician. I did thought about it. But when I got home to Maryland, we rented an apartment. I lived with my auntie for a little bit, but the challenges in the morning, I had to wake up, walk a really long distance in the winter to go to school, to Montgomery College. It was hard, it was tough. I did this for a little bit, and when Jean moved back to the US, he said, you need to be closer to school. We had our own challenges. Yeah, our relationship was always not that easy, no? We actually broke up during that time. So I was trying to figure things out on my own. I did not want to deal with it. I worked as a babysitter. I wasn't just sitting. I got to Maryland and I said to him, I'm not just gonna wait for somebody to take care of me. I'm going to go do something. Robert and Kurt said, oh no, you could just come back. I said, I love you, Mom and Dad, but I can't. I am not the kind of person that just sits. I have to go seek. I have to go look. I have to go fend for myself. I'm not going to let my homelessness define me. I want to rewrite my story. I want to become something. So I would do what I need to do. If you haven't subscribed to Germa podcast, please, my Germa germs, hit like and the subscribe button. Why? Because here, we not only inspire, but we give you strategies, real practical tools to cultivate resilience, live a purposeful life, and live your passion. Let all of that come to fruition for you. For me, it is. Because when after some struggle, I babysitted 4 kids in Bowie, Maryland. My husband, my boyfriend, he said, we need to go to the beach with my family. And I said, I can't go to the beach. I got to work. I knew what I wanted. I wasn't going to have a man take care of me because he was doing his best, but I wanted to show, not just say, I want to work, I want to become a doctor, I want to be a community leader, a politician, a philanthropist. No, I was going to take the necessary steps. I was going to do whatever it would take for me to get there. And I worked, and she paid me. So at the end, I said, this is the amount I have. How do I go to Montgomery College? I enrolled, I worked so hard. And this man was by my side. For me, it was him. God sent him. For you, it might be somebody else. Could be your mom, your dad, your parents, whether you're divorced, married, whether you're straight, gay, whatever you are, it doesn't matter. It could be a pet, it could be your somebody, a stranger, it could be your girl germination. I'm here for you. And I will help you navigate that. I got your back. Just hit the like and subscribe button because I got your back and I will help you get through. Yeah? Worked really hard. Ooh, physics was hard. Organic chemistry was my favorite. For those who are struggling, my niece, our niece, my husband's niece, that's my niece, she had challenges with organic chemistry, but I'm so proud of her because she's applying to medical school now. And my nieces, they have applied. I actually have one that I wrote recommendation letters for that I mentor, and she is in medical school in West Virginia. So no love lost there, West Virginians. This is for you too. They loved me at Montgomery College. I can't begin to call names. They all did. I walked in the dean's office, everybody because I knew my calling. I did well. I got a 4.0 GPA. You don't have to have a 4.0 GPA. That's all I had to do, just study. I was so eager to be successful. I was aggressive about everything. That might not be for you, but if it's for you, welcome aboard. That wasn't all. You need the heart to take care of others. To all our caregivers out there, I admire you. I love you, and that's why I tell my sister-in-law who takes us care, you are my favorite, not because of anything, but because I've seen you show care. It's very difficult. To my brother who always is taking care of my mom, I appreciate you guys. And to all our CNAs, our nurses, our medical team, physical therapists, just the caregiver, family caregivers at home, you are the rock stars. Before we graduated, they asked me to be valedictorian. That was an honor. And you know who was the speaker? Suzanne Marbo. She used to be on CNN. She used to work for CNN at that time. I took a couple of pictures with her. I didn't know what I was going to say, but I knew that whatever I would say had to come from my heart. That my story had to come from my heart out to the world, so that the world will see a different woman that has become what they probably were not expecting. And so that day I wrote my speech, and in the center of it all was service. I even quoted John F. Kennedy, who said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country." I was graduating, I just told them my journey. I found myself in the street because it didn't work out with family. Sometimes it's like that. And they said, go your way. You have to pick up the pieces and go your way. Especially when your purpose is not aligned with theirs. Don't be scared. Embrace your calling. There's nothing wrong. The struggles, the adversity is for that period of time. You will overcome. Trust me, because I will give you the practical tools. The tools that you need to piece together to become what you were destined to become. Hit like and subscribe so that you don't miss any of these practical tools. You don't miss any of these stories, this authenticity of how we transform struggles into success. I tell you, if you go on YouTube and Google, you would see that at that time I had my maiden name, it's Germaine Yekunenda. And when I watched that video, all I told them was, I had bigger plans for myself. I want to become a doctor because I want to give back to the community. I want to serve. And if God permits, I'll get into politics so I can serve. Whether it's Palm Beach County, it's the state of Florida, in whatever capacity, I will. I had a standing ovation that everybody looking, who is she, what is she? And I told them, I still haven't found myself. I needed to go to Smith's College. I got accepted into all the schools, Georgetown, all of those schools. I got my acceptance letter. But I asked myself, who are you? I couldn't answer that question. Is it the little girl that society said cannot go to school, needs to be married and bring children, do something else? Is it the little girl that you were going to circumcise? Is it the little girl who lost, who suffered hardship and loss and hunger? I took my children home for the first time and they saw where I grew up and they just looked at me and loved me because I told them this humble beginnings, it's what fueled me. And I look and I said, I don't want to be like this. I need to get my mom the hell out of there. Yes. So when I got out of Smith's College, went back, my husband had proposed, accepted to marry him. It was a beautiful ceremony, we had a great time. All my families and friends were there. It was absolutely amazing. I had so much fun. I look at those pictures and I'm still in awe. Before I knew it, I was pregnant. I got a contract to get to the NIH because when I took my MCAT, I failed it the first time. So failure doesn't define what your end goal is gonna be. It is part of the process. And I said, I will go, give it a shot. I loved it at the NIH, they became family. But I remember I was pregnant. Pregnancy wasn't part of the contract, so my son was supposed to come November 8th when the first black president was to be elected. And I wanted to vote, right? I was a US citizen, I was eligible to vote. I wanted to cast that vote for President Barack Obama. I don't vote by party lines, I vote by where, like, I will cast my vote for whether it's Republican, Democrat, this, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You have to have those vision, the things that we're looking for, that will care for the people, policies that will help build a better country. So I think the Redskins on the 23rd, the Redskins played on 22nd of October that year, and they lost that game. My husband is silly. If you know him, he will make funny faces and stuff. A woman with hormones. I was so mad. I took the loss so personal, and I just went to the room and tried to sleep. I felt like I was in labor, but I'm like, I still have time. I remember I was young, I was a little girl because I was still new in this country, right? I've never been to pregnancy before and things like that. And when I went to go use the restroom, water just gushed out. That's when I called him, Jean, come. He comes. He started managing. He became my GY, like, hey, come on, bro. Let's go see the doctor. He would call his friend. His best friend had just, they had a baby before, so he was telling him what to do. I'm like, this is a lot of pain. I need to go. We went to see my doctor. My doctor said, you were in labor. You were dilated, so you need to go to the hospital. And I went to the hospital. It was terrifying. I suffered from preeclampsia. So, if your story is like mine, you are a survivor. You have a lot of strength. I was in labor for hours. And after some time, my husband said, they told him, we'll have to deliver this baby when my pressure became so high and they saw protein in my urine. So the baby might be in danger. And I said, I just wanted to have this baby like my mother did. He said, yeah, you are going to have the baby. We need to get the baby out. I'll tell you something. I knew I loved my husband and I love everyone. But the day I carried my son, different. If you haven't been a mother yet, you'll see when you become one. It's a different kind of love. I couldn't believe. I held him. Now he's taller than me, but I held him in my arms. My heart melted. He was my first seed. I rediscovered love. I said to the father, we have to name him Junior. The way that you have loved me and that I love you. You need somebody to carry that name. My son doesn't really like Jean-Christophe. It's too long. He said it's weird names. He goes by Junior Nucala. But I found love again and a third time. We talk about that when we talk about love and relationships, but that is part of my story. I had him right before I started medical school. I wrote the second time and I passed my MCAT. Got accepted into medical school and started. We were in Maryland, I was in DC. My husband would bring the baby to the parking lot so I could breastfeed. Age was catching up on me in my own terms. If you need to finish your education, do that. You don't have to go through my path. I was 30, 31, I was always the oldest, but I had great friends. I loved it. I was pregnant for my second child. I was this big. I'm always declared obese before I gave birth. And even when I gave birth to him too, just like the NIH, I had no time. I had to go back because I didn't want to take any extra year. I wanted to finish within the 4 years. It's a lot of work. Our house was, my mother, she was there. My mother-in-law, my father-in-law, everybody was helping. It took the whole community, my neighbors, my friends, everybody. And I wanted a daughter so bad. I still do. I really still do. I prayed. But when my second came, he was my pokey. Now, you guys, sometimes you're like, oh, people are overweight, obese, and so those are things that we're going to talk about, how to manage it to get you to the shape, to the body that you're looking for. But you don't stop loving the person because they didn't come on, they're chubby. When he went to Cameroon, and Cameroon, when you're chubby or fat, they call you pokey, so it became his nickname. He doesn't look like that anymore, but he was my 10-pound something and plus baby. Really sweet. Before my last year, I got pregnant again, rooting for that girl. It was hard. Right before I graduated from medical school, I walked the stage 9 months pregnant. And I remember the dean said, you did it. In fact, everybody, you did it. And I said, I did. 4 years, 3 children. And I worked hard. My grades, maybe not as stellar as other people, but I knew what my purpose was. I knew that it's not just grades, it is humanity. Who are you? What is the heart inside? Took my degree, went home. The very next week, my third son came. My Jaja. He's my heart. Because he came with his own challenges. And I'll tell you what, I keep telling you, challenges is just part of the process to get to destination. If you have a child that told you was born with disability, I don't care what it is. whether it's delayed speech, it's autism, it's whatever. Who cares? It is your child. That umbilical cord was severed. Your child. There are things you can do. We work hard with my husband. Yes, and I talked to you all about that. Jaja is okay now. But it didn't come. It wasn't handed to us. It's not a Cinderella story. But it ends beautifully if you set your mind to the goal. And that is how I got through medical school with the support of my husband, breastfed all the children. But I was packing lot, came back, everybody's still, when are you due? No bro, no sis, baby's already born. I'm just going through the process. They walked it with me, and that's why my class is my family. The community is my family. Because they walked that journey with me. And then I needed time. I spent a stint in a different state. At the NIH there, and again, they loved me. I started to see who I was. I said, wow, it's not just getting to medical school. How are you going to give back? What is it you're gonna do? You went from practically hunger and homeless to becoming a doctor. But then you haven't trained. How are you gonna take care of patients? So why North Carolina was beautiful, and they loved me there. I did a lot of work, wrote a lot of scientific papers, because I was passionate about understanding how these hormones were working. What's wrong? What isn't wrong? That's why I'm so good at diabetes now. It started from there. My grandfather had it. I wanted to know what to do. Whatever you're going to, whether it's mental health, a child with disability, whether it is failure, whether it is a challenging job, whether it is not having a family, whether having a stillbirth, whatever it is that your story is, I hear you. Hit the like and subscribe and talk to me. I will help you. That's my job. That's my calling. You're gonna get out of it. It's not an excuse. I didn't let 3 young children. My husband said, there are many things you could do. I told him, no, I'm gonna get through. I will get through. I trained. There are other passions that I like. So here on this podcast, on Germa podcast, I'll help you live your passion. Yeah? I love modeling and fashion and becoming. I love all of that. And that's how I became that part that you're looking for. I trained till 3 years and became Dr. Nucala.